We're standing in front of City Hall in Dubuque, Iowa, at the historic Dubuque Farmers Market. I'm your host, Chrissy Hogue.
And I'm Brittany Bethel.
And this is the Co-op Cookery Farmers Market Edition. Farmers markets are a great way to buy fresh foods, but they're also a really great way to learn about fresh foods.
Yeah, the growers here have so much information about the food that they're growing and the food that they're selling. So all it takes is for people to come down, meet the farmers, talk to them, ask them questions, and it's a great way to learn about new foods and to incorporate more variety of foods into your diet. So it's a win-win.
I can hear them learning. Mm-hmm. Like, why would I buy that? You can see them going, I'm used to shopping in a grocery store, but I know that's not necessarily the best opportunity. The best opportunity may be here, so I need to hear about it. Like, I'm buying a radish and it's dirty. Now, I know my mama would be like, I can't buy that radish, it's dirty. Well, nobody washed it yet.
Right.
Well, you gotta wash it.
Right. Yeah, you learn a lot.
You know?
You learn a lot. And here at Market, there's not only vegetables, but there's also fruit and meat and cheese and baked goods and crafts. So it really becomes a really cultural experience. And a research study that I read one time was really fascinating, and it said that people have 10 times as many conversations at farmers markets than do at grocery stores. So it's really a social thing too, and it's a gathering place where people can meet friends and shop with friends and really become friends with the people that they buy their food from.
In this show, I'm the consumer and Brittany is the chef, and we come here to Farmers Market and she buys all of the ingredients based on the recipes she's going to be cooking for us, and then we cook it right here in the street.
We do.
Right. And today, what are we making?
Today we're making a tabbouleh salad.
Oh my God.
It's going to have tomatoes and cucumbers and green onions, and we're going to try to find some mint and parsley. So it's a really fresh, nice salad, and we're going to make it right on the street, and then we're going to eat it, and it's going to be great.
I love tabbouleh.
I do too.
It's another one of those Mediterranean things, you know, I love you, Tata, you know, that kind of thing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Co-op Cookery Farmers Market Edition.
The Co-op Cookery is made possible by the Dubuque Food Co-op. Become a member. Buy local. DubuqueFoodCoop.com. Tobacco Community Credit Union. Steve's Ace Home and Garden. Unity Point Health Finley Hospital. And the Iowa State University Extension and Outreach, Dubuque County.
And basil.
We have, yesterday we picked 21 5-gallon buckets of cucumbers.
Holy crowley, how long does that take?
It takes about 3 hours.
Oh my God, no kidding. That's like 7 buckets an hour.
Well, and it all depends on how many we can get with us. So there's, Mom and Dad and me and my sister, and we're all rush. So, oh yeah.
Do you make it into a competition? Does someone win at the end? Or?
No, it's, God, let's just get done.
You all win at the end.
Yes.
Right.
Mom's always the slowest. Mom's the slowest, but she's also the oldest.
So you only do 3 buckets an hour?
Oh.
No. You've been doing it longer, so you get.
I've been doing it longer, right? Yeah. We've been married 35 years, and I've been here the 35 years.
What is your name?
Carol Ann Chrissy.
Carol Ann Chrissy, ladies and gentlemen. 35 years.
35 years. We used to do a lot more baking than we do now, but with as much produce as we have, I don't have time to bake. You get so old and you have to slow down somewhere, and that's where we slowed down.
If you could go back to baking, would you?
If I was 10, 15 years younger, I probably would, but I'm not getting any younger, so we're not going back to baking more.
So, no.
I mean, I enjoy baking, but it's just that it's time consuming. I mean, it used to be like at 9 o'clock at night, we'd go in the house to make pies, and just, you can't do that now.
What are we getting?
We're getting tomatoes and cucumbers, if you let us have
Yes.
one, and some parsley also.
Parsley.
Please.
Okay. Yes. So we'll get Parsley comes in like bunches, so I don't. How big a bunch you're looking for
Let's
here?
do that one. That one looks really, really nice. Now I have a question for you.
Sure.
How do you keep your cilantro looking so amazingly small and supple? I planted this in my garden, and it's now 4 feet tall, and it's turning into coriander. It's blossoming. And how do you keep it looking like that?
You have to keep cutting it off. That's the key. So once it starts to get, about this tall, you need to slice it off. Otherwise, it will turn into coriander. Once it turns into coriander, it will never come back to cilantro again. You can keep cutting it off over and over again, and you'll never get it. You can pick a few leaves off, but they won't taste the same.
Okay.
So now you have coriander.
Yes.
I have pounds of coriander, and I just pulled it all out yesterday because it was blocking all the other herbs that I had growing. So it took.
What can you
over.
do with coriander?
You can dry it, and you can use it kind of as a supplement for cilantro. It's just not that nice, strong taste that you get from the cilantro. The cilantro is kind of sweeter, and this is kind of more coarse.
Mm-hmm. It's good for Indian cooking. Like if we were to do an Indian dish, that would be okay to use coriander.
So we're doing Indian for like the next 6 episodes.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you. So we have the parsley, and we need
tomatoes.
the tomatoes.
Oh, tomatoes? Here's what I'm thinking. Gluten-free bread with homemade mayonnaise, some bacon from the Bellman's over there, your tomatoes, and some spinach, right? Life is good.
Lettuce. You can do the springtime mixed lettuce, too.
What do you think? Next week?
I think you need to be the chef next episode.
A little pepper? I'm learning. That's me learning. See, consumer learns, and then we cook.
We let everybody just pick out their own tomatoes because you know your taste way better than I do.
Great. Yeah, they're all sorts of different colors there, so you can kind of pick and choose.
Yep, and we had a few Romas actually too, but I think they've kind of been picked through, but this is the first week for Romas. So eventually we'll have half-bushel boxes of tomatoes that we'll be selling for, like canning. And so anybody that wants to do canning, it makes it easier.
Are Romas the best to use for canning, do you think?
It depends on what kind you're going to do. If you're going to do salsa, I suggest the Romas just because of the factor that they're more meaty. There's not as much juice with it.
Okay.
If you're going to do like whole tomatoes, tomato juice, ketchup, or spaghetti sauce, then I suggest doing the bigger ones.
Okay.
Then that way you get more, more flavor and stuff. And you still get all the juice.
Awesome. 3.
Okay.
And then
cucumber.
Okay.
Cool.
3rd generation under this tent?
It is. And actually my 8-year-old daughter comes down. She usually comes down too, and this morning she had the opportunity to go play, but he's 14 and my 8-year-old comes down too to help.
How do you like coming to farmer's market?
It's the beast.
Is that good or bad?
That's good. That's really good.
Did you say it's the beast?
Yeah.
Is that a new term? I feel so old.
Thank you very much for hanging with us again, Amy and Cody and Mom and Mrs. Cruzy over there. Carol-Ann.
Thank you so much.
We're looking forward to using your tomatoes.
Yep,
Yummy.
thank you.
Thank you.
You never know what life will throw at you. Sometimes it's small stuff. Sometimes it can be pretty serious. That's why we created Unity Point Health. We coordinate care between your doctor's office, Finley Hospital, and even in your home. Surrounding you with care to help you get healthy and stay that way.
Hi, Mom. You are so beautiful.
The point of Unity is you. Unity Point Health.
3 teens, 2 dogs, and a live-in mother-in-law. We had growing pains. So I went to DePaco for a home equity loan. Instead, I got a money makeover. DePaco refinanced my mortgage, shortened the term, funded my addition, and still saved me $15,000 in interest. With the same monthly out-of-pocket, I'm building college and retirement savings. And my mother-in-law finally thinks I'm smart.
The DePaco Money Makeover.
I went in over my head and came out thousands ahead.
DePaco Community Credit Union.
The most popular question we get here at Steve's Ace, who is Steve?
We're not Steve. I'm Jeff.
I'm Kathy.
But we know lawn and garden.
I'm not Steve. I'm Renee, and I know plumbing.
I'm not Steve, but I'm his daughter, and I know flowers. I may not be Steve, but I can make your family's garden dreams come true. I'm Judy.
And I'm Steve, and we're celebrating 25 years of helping friends and neighbors.
Steve's Ace Hardware and Steve's Ace Home and Garden.
Many times when I go to a client's home for landscape design, I hear people say, I don't want any evergreens. And it's really unfortunate, in my opinion, as a landscape designer, that they don't realize how cool evergreens can be. Not only do they provide year-round interest, but look at the colors and textures available in evergreens today. Also, I think a lot of people have a negative opinion of evergreens because in the past many of them got too large. And today there are beautiful dwarf conifers that are perfect for anybody's garden. Little gem spruce are some of our smaller evergreens we offer. They like a full sun, but they don't grow very large and they definitely don't grow fast. Ultimately, we can expect them to grow 1 to 2 feet ever. And if you want something a little bit more special or unique, maybe you could consider a grafted evergreen. This is actually this little gem spruce where they performed plant surgery and grafted it onto the trunk of another plant. This little guy from the lowest branch up also will never exceed 1 to 2 feet, and in most people's gardens, that's a great size. Want to add a pop of blue to your garden? Consider one of these beautiful blue conifers. Here we have the Eastern Globe Pine, which is also a dwarf growing evergreen. Doesn't grow fast, very soft, and naturally has a compact mounding habit. And next to it here I have a blue globe spruce, which is another type of dwarf conifer, ultimately growing approximately 3 feet tall and 4 feet wide. Nothing gives you this rich of a blue in the landscape besides the blue globe spruce. Maybe it's a touch of yellow you're lacking in your garden. Look at these fun examples of beautiful yellow conifers that would make a great addition to your space. This beautiful specimen is called Skyland spruce, and believe it or not, this plant right here is probably close to 30 years old. It's a very slow grower. In fact, I've never seen one this big in the area. Very hardy, very durable, doesn't like the direct hot sun, but would be beautiful in a filtered sun space. Both of these examples of yellow evergreens love to be in a more shaded space. They're both types of mop cypress. One is a little bit more loose and casual. This one's a little bit more compact and tailored, but both make a beautiful accent in the garden and ultimately will grow somewhere in the 4-foot tall range. Maybe it's that upright habit you're looking for. Look at this pop of yellow. It's called a gold cone juniper. Tough as nails, does not grow very tall, ultimately only achieving about my height, about 5 feet tall, and it doesn't get very wide either, so it's perfect for in between windows or in that tight upright space you just need a pop of color. Do you have a special place in your garden you're looking for that perfect accent? Consider this beautiful specimen weeping chamaecyparis. It is a little touchy, so it needs to be in a protected space, but if you have that sheltered area and some room for it to grow, this graceful beauty will shine, and I can guarantee no one else in your neighborhood is going to have something this unique. Finally, one of my absolute favorite, weeping white spruce. Tough as nails, loves that sun, and doesn't get wide. Ultimately, we're looking at about 12 feet tall. It's not going to happen overnight, but eventually it will get about 12 feet tall and about 2 feet wide. I have one of these on the corner of my home, and it's a great way to bring some scale around those tall homes. So if you've been thinking that evergreens are dull and boring, I invite you to come out and see some of our beautiful selection at Steve Zase. We have some very cool evergreens, and we would love to show you how they can be a showstopper in your garden also.
So it's not all just meats and cheeses and fresh vegetables and crafts and breads and baked goods, but it's wine. Wine. I love wine. I could probably live on wine. We're standing here with Matt Haas. Hi, Matt.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Can you tell us about your wine? And then I can see that like bronze medal over there.
Actually, it's a gold medal.
Let's go!
Yeah, it's a gold medal. Yep. Matter of fact, that's from the Mid-America Wine Competition, and that's going on this weekend. So I'm real excited. I have almost all the wines in the competition this year, and I've got amassed quite a few wines as an amateur over the last 10 years. I've been making wine. The winery is Dubuque Heritage Winery, and all of our wines are named after Dubuque historical sites, from the Shot Tower Red up to our sweet dessert wine, which is the Ice Harbor. And I've been making wine, as I said, over 10 years. Iowa used to be one of the biggest wine grape producers in the United States at one time, and the grape varieties that we grow around here are Midwest hybrids that can withstand the cold temperatures. So they make pretty similar wines to California style wines. And our wines go from our Chateau Red, which is our dry, kind of an easy drink Merlot style, all the way up to our dessert wines in the very end. We have some wines that are Eagle Point White, is made from the La Crescent grape, grown in Anamosa and in Mount Vernon area. So we try to get as much local as we can, to do that local thing. The Chateau Red is grown down in southern Illinois, and the grower is about 25 acres of grapes down there, different varieties, and we get that Chamerson grape from him. And then our new rosé this year, the Riverwalk Rosé, is made from a Frontenac grape, and it's a red grape that we press early to get that blush color out of it. So it's like a blush style.
So do you make the wine in your home then, or do
yes,
you have
it's a home based right now, and we're expanding. We sell the wines at a couple of the retail locations in Dubuque, down at Stomp Chocolate, down at the new Port convenience store, and we also sell it at the two Hardigan locations on Asbury JFK and by the hospital and university. We just started selling there too. So
how long have you been coming to Farmers Market?
This is our second year here. So we're excited to be here. Our wines, a lot of time we sell out by 11 o'clock, noon. By the time we're actually our Eagle Point, that one's been a real popular wine this year, and that one almost sells out by 9 o'clock.
Do you grow any grapes just for fun at your home?
I don't. Yes,
Okay.
we actually, my oldest brother, we did have a vineyard. We actually had a vineyard next to Eagle Point Park, and he got out of the business, and I just kept on with the wine and started sending my wines into competitions. And like I said, I've got like 10 of the shadow boxes filled with awards that I've won. I've won Best of Show at the Iowa State Fair like 4 or 5 times. The Indianapolis back in 2010, 11, I won Amateur of the Year with the Trominette, with the Ham House Trominette. So
that's fantastic.
I've got a knack for it. Yeah,
you do.
Exactly.
So as a consumer, I may have done a wine tasting or two, but I think with white wine, aren't you supposed to put it in your mouth and then do something
every
like that?
wine, that's what you do. You kind of take
All
just a
of
little,
it.
smell it first.
Smell
And
it.
I know we don't have the proper swirling glasses,
That's
but
okay. Just guide us through this.
Just a little bit of a smell to kind of pick up the aromas,
Okay.
and then take a little bit and kind of swirl it around in your mouth to kind of coat your tongue, the back of your tongue, and just kind of breathe in a little bit of air when you're doing that, and then go ahead and swallow.
That's delicious.
Thank you.
Oh, so good.
Oh my God, you do have that is talent.
And
That's
if you had actually a
amazing.
proper glass, those aromas would just hit you. I mean, they're very pronounced.
That is
So
delicious.
is the
Oh
reason
my
why
God.
you do that, why you kind of let it coat your tongue, is it because of the different, because we have
Because
different sensors in different parts
yes,
of your tongue?
Yes, exactly. Yep.
And the
exactly.
sweet and the sour.
You
and
bet.
the
You bet. Yep.
everything, so-
And that's what's going on in a lot of different wines. Some of them you have more acidity in them, and your tongue picks parts of your tongue pick that up. The sweetness level, it picks that up, and then of course with your nose you're picking up the volatile aromas that's in the grape variety, and that is the grape variety as is. It's developed at the University of Minnesota, like I said, and it's got that very real pronounced citrus aromas to it. And a lot of the hybrids here in the Midwest are very aromatic, like that type. If you want to try another one, this is our Union Park, and it's made from the Niagara grape, which it's American grape, and if you ever had Welch's white grape juice, that's what it's made from. So it's almost like eating grapes off the vine. So
Shall we?
Try that.
Yeah, we might as well. I can't say no.
I cannot either.
To food or wine.
I will tell you though. So I love this.
So that's the Union Park.
I have
And
this.
we went with the Union. Excuse me.
No, go ahead.
We went with the Union Park just because of that old grapey aroma of the grape, kind of reminiscent of the old Union Park and that type of a wine that was made back in them days. So
Thank you, Matt. This has been an amazing learning experience and an exquisite tasting experience. Congratulations.
thank you, and thanks for coming and stopping by.
Well, I'm all over buying your wines.
Okay.
These are great.
They're all available.
Hogue and Kathy Lee, move over, babies. Brittany and me.
The most popular question we get here at Steve's Ace? Who is Steve?
I'm not Steve, I'm Luke, and I know paint. I'm not Steve, I'm Ann, and I can help you find what you're looking for.
I'm not Steve, I'm Dave, but I do know power equipment.
I'm not Steve, but I'm Scooch, and I know enough about plants to help you out.
I'm Judy.
And I'm Steve, and we're celebrating 25 years of helping friends and neighbors.
Steve's Ace Hardware and Steve's Ace Home and Garden.
Iowa Health System is now Unity Point Health. But it's not just a new name, it's a new way to think about providing care. Putting you in the center. And surrounding you with coordinated care between your doctor's office, Finley Hospital, and in your home. Our goal is to get you healthy sooner and help you stay that way. Unity Point Health. The point of unity is you.
The baby's not even born, and we're already losing sleep. Daycare, education. Good thing Dupaco gave us a money makeover. Dupaco saved us thousands by consolidating all our loans at a lower rate. Then Dupaco showed us how to fund a 529 savings plan for college without changing our monthly payout. Sure hope this kid inherits my head for money.
The Dupaco Money Makeover.
We walked in expecting a bundle of joy and walked out saving a bundle.
Dupaco Community Credit Union.
Welcome back to Co-op Cookery. We are at our food cooking segment, and we are making tabbouleh, right, Brittany?
Yes, we are.
Let's go back over these ingredients.
Sure, absolutely. So we have our tomatoes, our cucumber, our parsley right here that we got. I actually got some mint and some fresh garlic from Tree of Life CSA. I got it in my CSA box this week, so we're going to use that. And we also have the green onions. And then basically the only other ingredients that I had to bring today, I brought some lemons for the tabbouleh. I brought some extra virgin olive oil. And lastly, I brought the bulgur wheat, and that's actually the base of the tabbouleh. And it's a really, really easy recipe because you don't actually need to boil this. What I did is you boil a cup of water, and you basically pour it over a cup of bulgur wheat. So if you wanted to double it, you just boil 2 cups of water, pour it over 2 cups of the bulgur wheat, and then you just let it sit for an hour, and it basically absorbs all that heat and that water, and then it's all ready to be used. So basically I've already done that. I did that last night, and so we just need to get the ingredients prepped and then put it all together.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So we're going to put you on tomatoes today. How do you feel about that?
I think I can do it.
You think you can do it?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to teach you a little trick.
All right.
So sometimes when people use tomatoes in salads, they get really, really runny because there's lots of liquids inside. So I'm going to teach you just a little trick that I like to use at home. So basically, I'm just going to do the first cut to take out this inner stem. Slice it right down the side, and you'll see in there that there's these little pockets of the seeds and the juice, which we don't really want if we don't want a whole lot of liquid in the salad.
Right.
So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my finger right here, and you just kind of poke it in, and it's kind of fun because it kind of squirts out, and you just give it a little squeeze, and you see all the liquid and seeds running out there. So now when you dice it, you're not going to have the liquid that you have.
Wow.
So pretty easy. And you can see that the stem kind of goes a little bit farther in here. So I'm just going to take the knife and get the rest of it out. And then basically what I do is I'll do one slice, and you're going to be doing this next time, so pay close attention.
Okay.
So I basically slice it in half. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to do nice little dices here. All right, so we have one tomato cut up, and I'm going to have you do the next one.
Awesome.
Feel good? Feel confident?
Yes, I'm confident.
All right,
This
so
I
here
can
you
do.
go, Miss Chrissy.
Okay.
There you go.
Here we go.
I'm just going to put this right in here.
You come off. We poke you out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness me, oh my. My kids would love this. I'd be like,
That's a
okay,
great job
Mitchell
for
and
kids.
Lena, right. They would just love this.
Great
Like
job
your
for kids.
job is, so from now on, I'm going to do it. I know it. It's, kind of a great job for me, too.
It is.
Because, what I really love about this is that we are in the middle of the street. It's all this hustle and bustle, and we're just cooking.
It's weird that more people aren't confused and staring.
Right, they just are like, well, that's par for the course. I guess we're just.
I guess we've been here enough now. We're just part of the market.
That's fun. Well, they'll miss us when we're gone.
They will.
If we ever are.
Great, look at that.
Not too shabby, not
Beautiful.
too shabby.
Beautiful, beautiful. So if you just want to get those in the bowl,
all right,
we will be ready to get on to the next one. So, basically what we're going to do, I just like to take off the ends. There. And easy way to do it is just to slice it right down the middle here. And then you see all the seeds. And we don't want the seeds, just like we don't want the seeds in the tomato. So basically, I'm just going to do little diagonal slices. We just have the empty inside, put them together. We did a middle slice. And I'm just going to do one more slice, just so that the dice is nice and small. And then you're going to be ready to just go right down the line.
Whopshu, whopshu, whopshu.
Whopshu, yeah. You need the sound. All right, so now we are working on the fresh garlic. And the difference between the fresh garlic and garlic that you find at a store is that it hasn't hardened yet. The outer shell hasn't hardened. So basically, if you get this at market, you just need to keep it in your refrigerator. It won't sit out on your shelves or your counter for a long time. So we're just going to give the garlic a smash, and then we're going to mince it up for the tabbouleh salad. So
okay. So let me see if I remember this from.
Do you remember the smash?
So it's like this, right?
Yep. There we go.
Booyah!
Perfect. And you can see the outer shell there.
Holy moly. Okay.
And you can take that outer skin out.
Beautiful.
So I have all the great.
Okay.
There we go. I'll take that.
All right.
And then you're just going to mince it up, which is just a really, really small dice. You make my job so much easier, Chris. Okay, so first we're going to I snapped off the ends just so we have all the nice green parts of the onion. And then we're going to keep them bunched up here. So I'm going to hold on to them, and then we're just going to start from the end and just do a thin slice.
Look how fast you go.
Lots of practice. Now I'll just finish this up. So I'm getting hungry. Are you getting hungry?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, you go, girl, whip it through, because I can smell that, and my belly just rumbles.
All right, so we are good to go there.
I bet the audience is hungry.
I bet.
Do you think at this point they know what's
Is
coming?
it lunchtime for them?
So they're pausing this and they're going and grabbing the ingredients.
Good.
I think.
I hope so. Write this down.
We should be doing this and cooking with us, because I think that's the fun part.
It is. And the great thing is, if you forget the recipe, you can go to the website and look it up, print it off. You'll be good to go. So we need basically a half cup of parsley and a half cup of mint. So I am just giving these all a nice chop right now. And you could do the same thing. You could do the nice little cigar roll, just like we did with the basil last week. But for the sake of time and my hungry stomach, I'm just going to give it a nice little chop.
Oh, lemon's so good for you.
So let's use the new found tool and combine these ingredients. Chrissy, my guest.
All right.
Give her a nice stir.
Wow, yeah, look at all those ingredients coming through, and they just look gorgeous.
And also during the commercial break, we had a woman stop by, and she was kind of checking out the recipe, and she recognized the bulgur wheat, and she thought it was a really great way to start adding in more whole grains. And it is. It's people are trying to eat, brown rice and trying to look at different types of grains to eat. And so this is a really great recipe to try to do that. So
yeah, it's gorgeous.
Please go to our website.
This dish.
Let's plate it up.
I almost love the bowl with it.
Same colors.
Yeah,
it does.
It's gorgeous.
Until next time.
Please go to our website, coopcookery.org, and download all of the recipes and see all of the episodes. Until next time, signing off while we chew.
The Co-op Cookery is made possible by the Dubuque Food Co-op. Become a member. Buy local. DubuqueFoodCoop.com. Tobacco Community Credit Union. Steve's Ace Home and Garden. Unity Point Health Finley Hospital. And the Iowa State University Extension and Outreach, Dubuque County.
Since I've been around, I'd like to wander back to the